Hey guys, welcome back to the lab. We are here to give you guys another episode of Sundaze with the Clink Room. Today we have a really special guest in the house, Carlos, aka Los, the Fitted Fanatic. Los, how you doing today?
What's going on, guys?
Glad to get you in the lab. This is long overdue. We were supposed to do this much earlier. Scheduling conflicts on my side, and but we're here, so we got you in the lab. I'm excited. So let's kind of give people a breakdown for you, people who are not familiar with your work and what you do. Kind of let people know, what kind of got you started, what led you to the Clink Room, because for those who don't know, you are a multifaceted person, not only within the Clink Room, but kind of in the design space in terms of hats and stuff like that. So let's kind of give people a background to get to know you a little bit better.
Right on. So, first and foremost, man, I'm a collector. I started with fitteds.
Yeah.
I've had a passion for fitteds since a young teen. One day it kind of hit me after seeing a custom hat. I can't recall which one, but it was a custom logoed hat. And I thought to myself, you know what, I could do this. Mm-hmm. So, and I've always been an artist. I've been sketching and drawing and other things since I was a kid. So I drew up a sketch that I thought would be pretty cool to see. It was my first hat release under Fitted Fanatic. It was Scarface. So it was based on Al Capone. Pretty infamous character coming from Chicago, my hometown. And I think I reached out to Hat Club first. Showed them the sketch. I thought they would take care of it as far as the design work, but I had to figure that out on my own. Obviously, following you and some of the people in your circle, I got to know some designers, graphic designers, which is how I met John in Parco. Mm-hmm. He helped me out with a couple of my first logos, providing sketches for him and him bringing them to life. From there, I met some other people, and I got the opportunity to create my own labeled hats, which was the Fitted Fanatic line. And then from there, it kind of just took off. I've always had a passion more for the custom logoed hats than licensed. But I kind of switched over, I guess, to the licensed world because that's what everybody's loving right now. Everybody's loving and buying licensed sports. Mm-hmm. And just reaching out to stores, man, showing them my ideas, my work. If they're interested, we go from there. But I'm definitely, if you know me, it's all Chicago, man. I stick to just Chicago stuff. I have no interest at all to design really any other teams.
Yeah.
Not to say I don't have ideas. It's just, I make what I want to wear. And first and foremost, if I think it looks good, I like to think that other people will like it, especially, people coming from Chicago. Majority of the stuff I try to keep to having, based on a hook. I find it easier that way. I can't really just look at something and just throw anything together. I need some sort of inspiration or an idea behind it. But yeah, as far as the Clink Room goes, with custom logos, I've been following Clink probably since Clink 1.0. I don't think I ever purchased any of their hats before though. So when they relaunched, this is probably about the time that I was trying to figure out the whole Fitted Fanatic thing. So
yeah,
that was just another avenue to put out some custom ideas. Honestly, I find it hard for me because my best ideas are Chicago influenced. But when it comes to Clink, you've got to create and appeal to a broader audience.
Right.
And I mean, over time with the releases I've done, I feel like I'm getting more comfortable with that.
Hmm.
But I don't want anybody to think that it's easy for me at all, because it's not.
Yeah.
Um, but when I do have a good idea, I have a few select designers that I believe um, are not only just awesome designers within Clink, but we mesh well together. I think they can see my vision. Usually, when I reach out and I explain it to them, they usually handle the work exactly how I see it. There's a lot of back and forth involved, but every time we do something together, whether it's Jacobo or Sierra Gonzalez, Matthew Bell, just to name a few,
Hmm.
these guys definitely take me serious, and in turn, it shows in the work that we create together.
For sure.
So,
For sure. No, another one that you've done good work with for sure is Aurelian.
yeah.
You guys had the King up, and I think it might be kind of closer to delivering soon. So I can't wait to see that one kind of in hand. But in terms of like your creative process, like can you kind of like tell us like what initially drew you to designing hats, specifically through your influence? So you mentioned you're a big collector. You only wear like Chicago stuff. Like I don't think I've ever seen you without a Chicago hat on. So like,
Uh,
yeah, like what?
yeah, I honestly say, I don't know, maybe a solid 70% of my collection is Chicago teamed
Hmm.
hats.
Yeah.
I'm a proud native, man. So I have a select few, though, that aren't Chicago teams,
Okay.
as far as like, other licensed teams. But some I can appreciate good work. Some I see and I'm
Hmm.
like, man, that's a cold hat. I need that one. Like, it
Yeah.
could be in LA, it could be in New York, it could be whatever. But not to knock anybody's work, but I really got to be impressed for me to go out my way to buy something that's not Chicago.
Hmm. Hmm.
But
Um.
I mean, as far as like a creative process for me, again, it starts with an idea.
Yeah.
Like probably yourself, you probably go through multiple different avenues. Sports cards, it could be sports memorabilia, it could be something in pop culture. Just you see, so you can usually see something,
Yeah.
and you can see a palette of colors that you're like, the designers, we have a specific kind of mind. You see something, you're like, man, this would look good on a hat. These colors mesh well. You know, I'd like to see this on a fitted, whether it's a custom logoed design or just a licensed sports hat. Um, it all starts with just an idea. Just it could be everyday life, man. I see something and I'm like, I see a hat here. I could do a hat. Sometimes it doesn't get executed. It's not always easy, um, but I always try. If I see something that I want to mess with the colors a little bit, if I can come up with something, I'll definitely hold on to it, shoot it to a store. Um, if it's something as far as like the Clink Room, I may see a character or something out in the wild or a cartoon. It could just be anything. And, if I see something and it sparks an idea, I'll definitely spit that idea to a designer and, we go back and forth. It could be just a halfway design, and they come in and they
Yeah.
complete the idea for me. So it's definitely a collaboration between me and, another designer.
Yeah. For sure. Who are some of your biggest influences in like the world of like fashion or even art and design? Like who are some people that influence you?
Um, it's hard to say, man. I mean, I know there's a lot of work out there, but I don't know if I could say anybody specifically. Um, I mean, just in fashion in general, I've always loved Virgil's work. Pharrell. I'm a
Hmm.
huge fan of Billionaire Boys Club, so that's always been a brand that I look to that I've liked. Honestly, that's probably one of my like wish lists as far as a collaboration goes. If I ever get that big, I'd love to be able to work with a brand like that.
Hmm.
um, Whether it's fitted or shirt or just whatever. I mean, in the fitted community, there's definitely some names out there that I like to see. Todd Mathis being out of Chicago, he's awesome. I love to see what he comes up with.
Yeah.
I like to think he has a similar eye as me. You could see something, you could draw from it. Um, I think in terms of like I guess the artists coming from the Clink Room. Um, Again, I have some favorites. I definitely enjoy seeing what everybody brings to the table, but I think seeing a specific artist, like his work and background. So a lot of times when I have an idea, I can already tell which artist could execute that idea best. Um, I work well with all of them, but some guys have, as you know, like a niche as far
Yep.
as their style and what they're able to do and what they're usually putting out. Lately, I have been reaching out to some newer artists because I'm
Right.
starting to get familiar with their work, and just seeing if there's something there between us that we could bring to life together.
Nice. Do you have a? I ask this a lot of times to the people that come on the show, but like, do you have a favorite in terms of like hat that you've created with the Clink Room? Do you have a hard time ranking them, or are you?
I could say I think it might be a tie right now
Hmm.
between Bloodlines with
Okay.
Sierra Gonzalez
Yep.
and the Rat Pack with Jacobo.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think it's hard to say which one I love more, but it's probably between those two.
I might be biased, but for me, my favorite piece that you did is probably Night Tales. Just
Okay.
like that kind of glow in the dark effect you guys did with the flashlight,
Yeah.
with the ventriloquist doll. I think that one is awesome. And
Mhm.
I do like the dual, like the kind of dual action you did with between miracles and tragedies, just having two different hats that like are good and kind of stand on their own, but then you
Yeah.
can kind of have them as a set too. So like I do like that kind of collector aspect you guys did, having two completely different hats that, like I said, like work well on their own, but then also when you put them together, you're like, damn, that's
Yeah,
cool.
definitely. I got to thank Jacobo on that tragedies because I believe he came up with the idea of doing like a counterpart to Miracles
Hmm.
because Miracles came from uh, Angels in the Outfield.
Yeah,
So
yeah, the
that's
movie,
a
yeah,
classic movie we
for
grew up
sure.
watching. Obviously, baseball is a huge thing even amongst the Clink designers. So I knew
Hmm.
that would have been a perfect idea. And, once we completed that one, the whole tragedies came apart,
Hmm.
and that's all him right there. We kind of put it together, but that idea definitely sparked from Jacobo's side.
Nice, nice. Yeah, just kind of like looking at the body of work in terms of like what you've put out there for the Clink Room. You can kind of see how well you kind of mesh with the artist, kind of using their style and kind of accentuating like their strengths, and then just coming up with cool themes and new concepts on your end to bring something to the table to bring more out of what they have, and it's kind of cool to watch from far away.
Yeah, I'll definitely. I mean, I know there's been times where I've gone back and forth with an artist,
Hmm.
probably a lot more than another guy, but
Yeah.
I have a very specific eye. Like I definitely see it in my head,
Hmm.
and I'm sure when it's always worth it when we see the outcome together.
Yeah.
I'm very specific about details, but um, in the end, it's exactly what I envisioned. The artists are always happy. We know when we're finished, like this is another great one. This is going to do well. The
Mhm.
clinkers are going to love it. You know.
Yeah. That's what's like really unique about Clink. I think it wasn't always normal to see collaborations kind of work and kind of go through, but like as we kind of pass on, it's almost like this new thing that um it's kind of evolving. You're seeing like a lot of like super fans or even just people just with ideas kind of connect online through social media or like Facebook groups or whatever, just linking up with artists and just having them be more kind of accessible. Um, what kind of advice could you give to someone who's looking to, maybe they do have artistic talent or they don't? Kind of like what that process of just working together collaboratively with someone like what could you tell them to kind of ease that process?
I think the biggest thing, especially someone who's not artistic at all, but has a good concept or an idea, um, is to get to know the usual Clink designers and do what I do. You study, you have your idea, but you study the other guy's work. And you
Yeah.
find the right designer that can execute your idea best and bring it to life. Because I've seen ideas on Clink or collaborations similar to what I do, where I think it could have been done better with another artist. Not that they're terrible, but knowing what I know, I could see something be like, this guy could have handled it a lot better.
Yeah.
Whether it's just too much detail or not enough detail, or maybe the style of this artist doesn't quite match the idea. So I would say just get to know the clinkers, create a relationship with the designers.
Hmm.
Um, if the idea is there and you think that designer, it's a calling for them, do your homework.
Yeah.
Like I said, just get to know the clinkers and who's capable of what.
That's a good answer. Uh, where do you see the future of fitted hats in terms of like evolving within the fashion industry? So, we had some pretty big news kind of go down yesterday with New Era and 47 kind of
Mhm.
teaming up. It will be interesting to see how they kind of operate together yet separate. But in terms of fitted hats, like, are you exclusively 5950? Do you wear any other silhouettes?
Me personally, it's always been 5950. I have
Hmm.
no interest in looking at anything else.
Okay.
But it is awesome to see that the New Era and 47 brand are going to be working together in the future. I did notice a lot of people were thinking what I thought. The first thing I thought of when I saw it was 47 has the NHL license. I don't know how that's going to work with New Era. I would love to see that come back to the 5950s.
Hmm.
Um, but that's the only thing that excites me most about it. I would say is, are we going to
Okay.
see hockey fitted?
Hockey was always like a really complicated one. So I think New Era had it the same level as 47, I think, where they could make them, but there was like they had to sell it directly to the team. So it had
Yeah,
to be like the team involved. But now with Fanatics getting ready to take over the jersey license, I think it should be pretty open for who can make the headwear. We'll see. But yeah, I mean, this is all weird
yeah. We're going to
conjecture.
see. I mean, I'm sure it's going to take a while before everything gets rolled out and their
Yeah,
plans. It's definitely exciting. Um,
yeah,
I have ideas ready. As soon as they say, "Hey, the NHL logos are available again," I'm all over the Blackhawks, man.
yeah. I mean, they have just iconic logos and
Mhm.
colors too. Um, how do you kind of balance your personal style preference versus making it be for the masses? So like you mentioned before, you're not gonna design something or you're not gonna want to make something that's not good for like what you want to wear and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like, do you ever find that limiting a little bit, or do you go outside and try to make something more for the masses?
Definitely. I find it limiting at times. I won't, I won't lie. I've had a lot of designs I've mocked up where I thought I had an idea. I feel like it would do great for the masses,
Hmm.
but I end up scratching it or setting it to the side just because it's not. I don't see myself wearing it.
Yeah,
I think over time I've gotten to see what sells better, what people want to see from me specifically.
yeah,
Uh, but a lot of times, a lot of stuff just gets shelved just because I come up with something else where I love it personally, and I want to push that one before I worry about any of these other throwaway designs as I look at them.
right. Do you have any hobbies or activities from your like outside of you know quote unquote work that kind of brings you inspiration within the like your design work or your hat making
Um,
process?
Not really. a lot of times I'm scrolling through social media and I might see um, another designer's work, and especially someone who works with a lot of different hooks, like John Jay,
Hmm.
Ty Mathis, um, and I get an idea where it could be completely different from them, but in the same field. Like John Jay, I know he did some like video game hooks for classic Sega games,
Yeah.
and I saw that, and it sparked an idea for a couple personal favorites of mine, where I felt, this game is really nice. Like the palette of colors on the classic game cover is really
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
I could do something like this. Or Ty Mathis, when he took his trip to Japan, he took some inspiration from just things in the regular scenery. But like I watch anime sometimes in my free time, and I
Hmm.
have a few favorites, and
Right.
I believe some other designers have done the same.
Yeah.
They try to do like character hooks off their wardrobe and whatnot. Um, and I like some of the older ones from like the late '80s, early '90s.
Right.
So I figured, I've sat down. I haven't completed anything, but I've started a few where I've drawn from like the promo posters or the classic covers of the DVD
Right.
or VHS tape. Um, Not necessarily their wardrobe, but just mostly like the promo that they put out.
Yeah.
The
Just the
classic stuff is
colors
really
stuff.
nice. The artwork is beautiful,
Right.
and I usually find inspiration there.
Nice. Clink is kind of like known to have like a really strong community and interaction with their fan base and stuff like that. Do you engage much within the community or even like other fitted enthusiasts? Like, do you like spend much time kind of interacting in that space?
Um, Not as much lately, just simply because of work.
Yeah.
Uh, I felt like I was definitely more active probably around the time we met.
Hmm.
Um, but
It's got to be like
when
a
I find the
year,
time,
right?
I try to interact, especially within the Clink community.
Yeah.
I always appreciate feedback from the guys. Occasionally, I'll get somebody that shoots me an idea, and I love to go back and forth and just really see where they're coming from. Um, but I try to get involved. I definitely enjoy the Clink community specifically more than the fitted hat community as a whole.
Hmm.
As we know, there's unnecessary drama and back and forth within the
Yeah.
community, but the Clink Room always seems to be positive. Um, so I definitely enjoy interacting with the Clinkers, the designers, even Casey himself. I talk to Casey here and there.
Yeah.
Uh, he, I always appreciate his feedback the most when I have ideas, because obviously nobody knows Clink Room more than him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when
And-
I have an idea, sometimes before it's even started, or I could be halfway through or finished with a design with another designer. I definitely like to get his feedback before posting it and
right. Right. Right.
sharing it to the community. Make sure that it's ready. There could be things that I missed or the designer missed, but um, getting that feedback is definitely awesome from him.
Credit to Casey too. Like he'll very rarely ever leave anyone on red. Like I think most people who've ever interacted with him have come away with like, damn, like he actually took the time to answer and
Yeah,
you know, um,
that's a big thing coming from him, and I appreciate that. I've told him every time we talk almost that, I know he's a busy guy.
yeah,
He's got, a couple companies to run, so to take 5 minutes just to tell me like, hey, this is great, this is awesome, or maybe you could try this instead, or
hmm,
just anything coming from him is, you don't get that anywhere else, unfortunately.
yeah, yeah,
So
definitely, for sure. All right, well, thank you for doing that. Let's kind of get into the festivities. So today we will cover the Deadstock Drop first. That just happened on Tuesday. So if you're in the VIP club, you might have got an email on Monday, but Tuesday was the general release of the Deadstock Drop. So reminder for everyone, these hats will ship right away. I managed to pull everything that dropped Tuesday, but by the time you're seeing this on Sunday, some sizes will not be available in your size. But we'll cover them anyway. So let's kind of go through. We got Staked, Wizards Work, Shaka Pop, and Rocky Mountain. Rocky Mountain's Calling. What are your kind of thoughts on these 4 hats here?
I guess we could start from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Stalked. I definitely love the colorway.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of two tones. Um, I try to incorporate them into my own work, so it's always interesting to see another artist lean towards a two-tone versus a solid. The artwork looks good, looks clean. Um, and anything coming from Jacobo is, you know, it's almost a hit every time. He's
Yeah.
definitely, like I said, one of my favorites.
Yeah.
We work together all the time.
Polished work for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean he's with Brandios for a reason. So, um, then we got what is this? Wizard's Work.
Wizard's work. Yep.
This is one that I love a lot. Like the logo is just awesome, man. This is very creative. The whole mushroom wizard thing is it's just good artwork. Uh, the moment I saw it, I was just like, this is really dope. It's definitely different. I don't think we've seen any mushroom related designs in Clink. If we have, it's not many.
Mm-hmm.
So Jake did an awesome job here. Another clean two-tone. I wouldn't change a thing on this one. I'm really impressed with the artwork. And like I said, I love it a lot. Then going on
Shaka
Rocket
Pop.
Pop.
Yeah, Shaka Pop. I cut it off a little bit there, sorry.
That's all right. This one's just a simple, fun design. Based on what is it? Those old school ice creams.
Yeah, like the what's it called? The ice cream truck. You always get like the gumball or the face. This
classic characters like Sonic, Bugs Bunny, and things.
They always look mashed up by the end of it.
Yeah. This one's good though. It's clean. I like the little hand sign he's doing.
Yeah, there's little Shaka. Yeah.
Yeah. The colorway, it works. Personally, I'd like to see this one in multiple colorways. I think it's one of those designs you could do just because ice cream is colorful, especially those kinds of old school ice creams.
Yeah.
So that one I could see in a bright red. I could see it in a blue, a purple. The colors are unlimited on that one. And Rocky Mountains Calling. This one's nice. Not a huge fan of these two colors together. Kind of like beet red, but
yeah.
As far as the logo goes, it's clean work. Who is this by? This is Aaron and Raphael.
Yeah.
Off the top of my head, I can't picture any of their other work.
So Raphael, he does a lot of like animals in shapes and stuff like that. So he'll do like a fish in a circle or a panther in a square, stuff like that. So that's
okay.
A lot of glow in the dark stuff too.
Yeah, it's good, clean artwork. It's a solid one. I'm sure the Clinkers enjoyed it. That's why we're seeing a Deadstock Drop. Just not a fan of that like beet purplish pink color.
Yeah, that kind of Miami kind of.
Yeah.
I picked up 2 of these for I think Staked by Jacobo is so much fun, man. Like the Dracula, like just as he's getting the stake rammed into his heart.
Yeah.
Well, now that I'm looking at the right side, should be on the left side, but either way, good. The Wizard's Work is the other one I picked up off this one, man. I don't know, for whatever reason, this reminds me of Donovan. It looks like Donovan in if he was ever a mushroom wizard.
Okay.
But yeah, Jake killed it. Shaka Pop, I feel like it suffers a little bit from a lack of contrast. Like it's like the colorway is good. I just feel like the popsicle itself, it being the same kind of color as the crown, just kind of makes it blend in a little bit. So I don't know what I would have did. Maybe I would have made the hand white, maybe just to get a little bit more contrast. And then Rocky Mountains, it's okay, but for me, like I typically shy away from like the like silhouette theme type hats, but I know they sell well, so it's just style wise. But yeah, good offer here, and then we'll get through. I think there was like close to 20. So we got Raven Lunatic Picks. By 40, Prospectors, Ephra, No Slices Given, COD, and Sierra, and Koinobori. I butchered that. I'm sorry, Magnus, but basically the koi kite. So, what are your initial thoughts on these four?
Right off bat, like I think all four of these designs, the embroidery probably shows really well on these. Little, maybe a little too much detail in the no slices given, but I think the embroidery is really nice for the Raven Lunatics. That's a fun design. I like that one. Um, let's see the prospects. Simple, clean design by Ephra. That's usually like his work. It's
Yeah.
got that cartoon feel, that old school feel to it, but clean lines all around. The embroidery on that one's really good. No slices given. That one's good. COD Designs and Sierra Gonzalez.
Mm-hmm.
Sierra, I love his work. We've worked together a few times. So this is a nice one. Personally, I would have liked it in an all red cap instead of a two-tone.
Okay.
I could see that one being nice, solid red. And then the last one, the koi, that one's good. I bet the embroidery on that one's really nice in person.
Yeah, that one looks slick.
Yeah,
It
that one's good.
fills the hat real well.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that one maybe in a more colorful colorway, but
Yeah.
that one's nice. I enjoy that one.
Yeah. I think like most people who do like a Japanese design, they almost always go for like that kind of Hat Club Fuji style color blocking where it's like pink with black and gray.
Yeah,
It almost screams Japan. I like that colorway a lot. For me, the Raven Lunatics kind of stands out. You very rarely see 40 do it like a rail hat, like
yeah,
front panel hat. And yeah, Prospectors, Ephra just nails it. It would be interesting actually to see that hat on the hats on the right, that colorway, because that kind of looks like that 49ers esque. 49ers is like the gold rush and all that stuff. So
yeah. I
yeah,
can see that.
yeah. But all solid offerings. No slices given is cool too. It's like a Terminator pizza with the roller things. But yeah, I'm with you. I think the two tone kind of works against it. I don't know what I would have did to all red could work. But yeah, like the typical pizza boy color would be like off white green, off white red, or something that kind of like Brooklyn, New York style colorway. But
Yeah.
yeah, all I mean, this is a solid 4 too. So let's see what else they dropped. We got Jungle Paradise, Inner Glow, Golden Sombrero, and MC. And you spoke about no mushroom hats. There's one right there.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts here?
The Jungle Paradise. I love these type of designs. I haven't purchased one myself yet, but
Hmm.
I'm always interested to see when an artist puts a whole scenery within a shape.
Yeah,
And that's all. They always come out really nice. Personally, I don't know the occasion I would wear one of these,
yeah,
but I do appreciate the artwork every time. They're really nice. This one, I think the colorway works really well. It's just a good hat.
yeah,
And then the inner glow, again, the mushrooms. This one's different. Just because of the glowing aspect, I feel like this is a really cool hat.
yeah,
Um, and you went with a safe colorway. The darker color, I think, works well. And then with the contrast of the white and the glowing, the light blue, that one's really nice. Um, Golden Sombrero. So who is this one by?
Big flies and win.
Okay. Um, this one's just a fun one. I always enjoy the cartoonier, more designs.
Yeah,
Uh, I like those a lot personally. So this one works. The colors work. It's a nice cap. Maybe if I had the time to actually purchase some of these hats, I'd definitely grab that one. I like that one. I could see myself wearing that one around my family. I think they'd get a kick out of it.
yeah,
An MC, this one is a really dope design by Sierra. When I seen him first post this one, I was pretty much amazed because this is really dope. I like his whole like old school, hip hop thing he's got
Yeah,
continuing.
yeah,
And this one's just really dope. The old cassette, he's got like the ring on, the mic, uh, good colorway, I think. Definitely good to go with the solid color and then the contrast of the tape. Yeah, this one's really dope.
yeah. These are all so interesting because they're so different, right? Like Jungle Paradise is like the extra sketch, single line kind
Mhm.
of color or art style. It's so cool how like yeah, you get those single lines actually building up like a whole picture. We've got the mushrooms here. Golden sombrero, like for those who know baseball, like that's a really funny thing because it's actually a bad thing because if you get 4 strikeouts in a game, they make you. They're saying you're wearing like a golden sombrero.
I feel
Um,
like I've heard that before. I wasn't
yeah,
100% sure, but yeah, that rings a bell now.
yeah. That's a 4 strikeouts. So if you get 4 strikeouts in a game as a hitter, not as a pitcher. So if you strike out 4 times individually, yeah, that they say you're wearing the golden sombrero. And then
Yeah,
MC, yeah, Sierra just continuing this like music meets technology, like old school. Like it's almost funny because it's like we're old enough that like that's like what we grew up with, and it's considered old school. So it makes you kind of
yeah,
wonder where the life where your life went. But
yeah,
there's gonna be people who look at that and have no clue what the heck that is, right? So
yeah.
yeah, the younger viewers,
Unfortunately.
that's a tape. Yeah, that's a tape. But yeah, good offering here. And I think this is one more of 3. Yeah. All right. So Desert Death again, Rafael. Demo Team by Jason V and Casey, and then the Clink Mercenaries X-Ray by the BP Merch. What are your thoughts here?
um, the Desert Death, I like the logo a lot.
Yeah.
It's got that cartoon feel that I like.
Yeah.
It's good artwork, just enough detail, and the colorway works. Colorway's clean. This is definitely one I could have picked up. And then the demo team.
Yeah. Demo Team. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Jason and Casey. Okay. This is nice. I like the artwork. A little more detail, but just enough. It works. Clean colorway. I'm always interested to see, when these guys put something out to
Yeah.
the Clink Room. Um, this one's nice though. The Clink Mercenaries, infamous logo here that we see. This one's been ran a few times before, right?
I don't know how often they've done the X-Ray version. I'm
The
gonna look it
X-ray.
up real quick. But yeah.
No, the X-ray works though. I like it
Yeah.
with the blended color on the background of the hat, going with the two tone. This one works a lot. This one's really nice. Is this a glow in the dark?
Yeah, glow in the dark. So this is the first time it's been offered in X-ray. The original was just done like on a plain black hat with the metallic silver. So
Okay, yeah, that's probably the one I'm picturing in my head.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
this one's pretty dope though. To see this one in a glow, the skeleton, colorway's clean. Definitely a good cap all around.
yeah. And I love how like they packed in the detail. Like look at the little skull details. I mean, I know
Hmm.
it's a bird, but then the head is a gorilla, so it's made to look like a gorilla or ape skull. Like that's so cool. Desert Death is kind of sneaky too. It's almost like that Sean Witherspoon Nike Air Max kind of colorway with like
Yeah, yeah.
that Vegas green with a little hit of pink. Like that's awesome. And then Demo Team's cool too. It was like a backstory behind that was I think Jason V and Casey were kind of paying homage to military members and anyone who's kind of served the country. So
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah,
thank you for the
dope.
service type thing. So yeah, man, this was a solid Deadstock drop. So
Oh
anyone who
yeah.
kind of missed on the original pre-orders, uh, you got a lot of choices. So in terms of stock and shit, I didn't really like go back and check like which ones were still in stock or whatever. I just did my best to kind of pull what dropped. So take a look. At least you won't have to wait for the pre-order. So hopefully they have something in your size if you're looking to grab. So now we'll get into the last call. So for those who don't know, there will be 6 hats that have their pre-order end tonight at midnight Eastern. Then they will hit production. So it's kind of your last chance to get them at the reduced pre-order price. So Rise, Party Foul, and Heavy Hitters. What are your thoughts here?
Rise. I'm sure the embroidery on this is going to come out pretty good. If it,
Yeah.
you know, personally, it's not for me, but it's good, clean artwork. The colorway does work with it, I think. Um, Party Foul, again, another like cartoon feel to it. This one I like a lot. I
Mhm.
love the logo. It's pretty funny.
Yeah. It's a good
Um,
pun too. Fowl.
yeah.
Like that's like a bird, a type of bird, whatever. So party
Yeah.
fowl.
Okay. Um, I think. I mean, this colorway works, but I'd like to see something a little brighter maybe with this one.
Hmm.
I think with the bird being white, it could pop really nicely on a brighter cap.
Yeah.
And then heavy hitters, I was a fan of this design when I first seen Sierra post it. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Um, I'm always interested to see designs coming from like an Asian background or aspect. So it's always interesting to see those. This one I like a lot, the whole sumo heavy hitter concept. The
Yeah.
colorway is clean. I think it works. And it's just solid, clean lines. I think the embroidery on this is gonna look really nice too.
Yeah. I'm appreciative that he did a self portrait of me there. See, shout out to you. Yeah, party foul is an interesting colorway. It would be cool, like maybe I know they did this on one of Donovan's hats where they made it kind of like that jazz cup color, like
Yeah.
that white with the blue with the kind of aqua. So that could be a cool kind of twist they could do on that one too. Um, and then Rise was like just remind me of those like old like rocks t-shirt concert,
Yeah, I could see that.
by like yeah, or old album covers, like Megadeth or something. But yeah, these are a solid trio for sure. Then we got Shin Busters
Mm.
by CBS Inc. Uh, El Malpais by Heather and Creature, and then the Clink wordmark. So the 4th anniversary with the 4 pencils signifying 4 years back for the Clink Room. So, what are you thinking here?
Shin Busters is it's pretty funny, you know.
Yeah, I could feel it too hurting me right now.
Yeah. Just brings me back to the days of being on a bike or something
Yeah,
and ears popping or something, just something getting hit right in the shin.
yeah,
So the joke behind it alone is it's good. I think the colors work. That outline on there is just enough to make it pop. I
hmm,
think. I like the more aggressive look when it comes to the logos and the characters, so that's nice. Um, and the two tone works well with it.
yeah,
Gray and black is obviously being from Chicago is some of my favorite colors together, so that one works. The L Ma Paws. Um, this one's nice. Personally, not for me, but I do like the skull there. Um, Colors are okay. I'm not too familiar. Is Heather the recently kind of new designer that
hmm,
I think
yeah.
I've
The
been seeing a
green one.
lot of her stuff. She's going at it right now. So,
Yeah, the green one. Yeah,
and I
crazy.
feel like she's getting better with each design.
100%.
So, I've been keeping an eye on her. Uh, this is good though. Um, and then Creatures Origin. Yep. Uh, this one's good. Again, it's not for me, but it's a solid hat. And then the Clink 4th anniversary. I love all the Clink hats they've done. I haven't gotten myself one yet, the simple one with the word logo yet.
Hmm.
Uh, but this is nice. I like the 4 pencils on the side. If you
Yeah,
know Clink, you know the pencil is an iconic part of the logo.
yeah,
Going back to the original rear logo that they had, the 2 cross pencils. Um, and Casey's just an awesome artist. So
yeah,
it's a nice touch. I think it works. It's simple, but it's clean.
yeah. These are interesting too, because like if you look at it, coming from like the world of like licensed hat collectors, these are almost blocked like they're baseball hats. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
gray bottom, green bottom, Yankee colors, Astros, and then the other ones that kind of like are just got gray. You don't really see that too often in licensed hat, but at least like gray from like the jerseys, at least.
Yeah.
Like I like that they're kind of trying to appeal a little bit more to like that fitted collector who might be like, kind of bored of like MLB or
Yeah.
kind of like regular, like same old, same old. Like this is like a good kind of crossover to like if you collect those, you can easily get into these type thing, you know. So
I think that's something I actually struggle with the Clink Room when I try to do something for the Clink Room.
mhm.
Uh, you probably know I stick to the solid colors, and
Yeah,
sometimes it's not as exciting for Clink. A lot
yeah,
of times the colorways get moved around, but it is nice to see something different like this, a little more on the solid side.
yeah. I know for me too. It's something. So I like so I go two ways, right? So like I don't mind like a really funky bottom, like an infrared bottom or like a
Hmm.
volt green, and I know that doesn't always mesh well with like certain people. So a lot of other times I'll just stick to green and gray and then just work on making sure that the hat is like solid and stuff like
Yeah,
that. So
the green and gray
there's
is it's just
can't go wrong.
it's a
Yeah,
safety net. Yeah, you can't go wrong
yeah,
with it.
yeah, exactly. All right, cool. And then we had a shock drop. So I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that. I'm sorry, Siak, but he came out with one. This one is this one dropped Thursday night, so it might be sold by the time you see this on Sunday, but we'll still review it as if it's fresh. So, what do you think of Seahawks hat here?
Actually, I looked at this right away when I got the email.
Mm-hmm.
I almost pulled the trigger on it. Uh, Obviously, with a Hispanic background, I like this one a lot. But I was more interested to see what colors, trying to figure out what threading that is on that green and red because it's not.
I feel like it's like a pewter almost.
Yeah, I looked at it, but off the top of my head, I'm trying to scan through the catalog in my head. I'm like, what colors are these? Because I like it. It's light and it's not your basic green or red. So I was definitely interested in this one. It's a really dope hat. I like the design a lot. It's a solid black cap, so that's a must for me.
Mhm.
Um, but it's an awesome hat.
Yeah, the design's real cool. I mean, what's cool about the shock drops now is like if you missed the original, they're bringing these like back, but like in totally different colorways. So like
Yeah,
if you got the first one and like it a lot, you can still buy it, and then if you missed it, it's kind of like your second shot at getting it after Deadstock. But you know, looking at the original one, it's almost like a wheat color black with a
yeah.
red button, and then it's got like the strong like Mexican colors with the green and the red. Whereas this is more of like a solid black and then complete custom round, almost metallic out with the um. Yeah, I don't even know what kind of describe like how would I even describe that green? It's like
Yeah, it's
real
an odd
aggressive.
color. That's why, like I said, when I first saw it, I was really interested to see what threads they used on this.
Yeah, yeah. Even the black for the pewter, like the pewter makes it kind of look like it's smoked out almost, like it's
Yeah.
kind of weathered or whatever. But yeah, this is an awesome cat, man. I think it's a pink under too, so that makes it really interesting. But
Oh, see,
yeah,
I didn't even catch that. That is a nice
yeah,
touch.
yeah. But all right, cool. So that takes us through the dead stock drop, the last call, and the shock drop. Now we'll get into the crits. So another week, brace yourself. 20 designs and crits. So if you're getting in, number one, congratulations, and number two, if you're making it out, like right now, I think on average you're looking at about like a two, like three, maybe four. I mean, I know we saw one where six got through right from
Yeah.
crits into pre-order, but right now the average is about three. So they're only taking good ones right now. So we're gonna break down these 20 as easily as we can. So let's do it. Number one, Wings of Horse by Win. What are your thoughts here?
Right away, I could see the embroidery on this being really nice. I like the
Mhm.
colors. I could see this being really nice with metallic gold. Um, but the artwork's good. I think the colorway works with it. I like the nice bright underlid on this one. Solid hat.
Yeah. So this is the wing son of Horus of Edfu. So basically associated with divinity, royalty, and power in ancient Egypt. So solid colorway, Vegas gold, kind of like that burnt wood with that mint color. You got two different golds here. Um, it's just like I feel like we've kind of been here with a lot of like Sierra's designs. Like he's kind of cornered the market on like this like Egypt stuff. Not to say like someone can't. I just feel like if you go and try to go in this realm, you kind of have to do something to elevate or do something a little like a different take or some type of like something to stand out.
Yeah,
So like this is like a solid piece, but like I feel like I just need a little bit more. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah. But artwork, like art wise, I can't complain. It's just that for me, like I've just been looking at these for so long that I can't stop but think like, hey, didn't like I feel like this is too familiar. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. I can see that.
Yeah. But all right. Moving forward, number 2, we got Tusks by Common Leaf Studios. What do you think here?
Um, this one's okay. Uh, I feel like the angle of the design is just something's off. I can't quite tell. I don't know if it's is he standing at a side like it's
Yeah, it's kind of like a 3/4 look at it. I feel like the shadow or whatever that kind of white
I feel that
is
that's
taking
something's throwing me
away,
off.
yeah, taking your focus away from the rest of it. I think if you just get rid of it and just give me either a plain shadow or just get rid of it, then you can just have more subject matter. Like you can either make that bigger or take the body off and just have the head. I don't know, but
Yeah,
um,
there's potential there for sure though. I could
yeah,
see it being a nice, but definitely remove that that white shadow there. It is taking away from the main logo. The
mhm,
colorway works, but personally, I'd probably like to see it as a solid hat.
mhm,
Yeah.
yeah. Like how badass would this be if it was just the elephant or the woolly mammoth like face skull? You can have the skull if you want, but then like the tusks. I almost feel like yeah, the rest of it you
Yeah,
almost don't even need it.
yeah, I could see that with the way Clink embroiders stuff. That tusk could like really pop nicely if it was just centered on like his head.
Yeah, or even just like the levels of embroidery on a skull like this, you can have like it kind of beveling out, and then the whole of the eye socket be really deep inside. Like just
Oh yeah, yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
I could see
But
that.
all right, cool, good job, Common Leafs. Now we got North Star Clinker Chad. What are you thinking here?
Um, Looking at it, I think Noble North right away seems like a really just
That
up.
star, right?
Yeah,
That
the
star.
star,
Yeah.
the woodsy animal. Um, Not to say that it's bad though. I think it's good. I
Mm-hmm.
definitely like the colorway, the dark navy with a touch of like brown.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice. This one's good.
Yeah. Yeah. No real notes here. I mean, this is CBS. Um, Also, as Chad is just really solid on the mascots. He really knows where to. You can tell he's professional because you can tell like where he can push and where he can pull. See some
Hmm.
negative space, some lines that don't have outlines, and yeah, just a real solid, kind of mascotty type of
Yeah.
logo. Like this almost feels like it would be good for like a minor league hockey team.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, solid work, Chad. Old Fire, Sierra Gongs. What do you think?
I knew it was Sierra before I even read his name. So,
Yeah.
I mean, his work's iconic, man. I like this one a lot. This is pretty cool. Um, I could see myself actually picking this one up. This one I like. Knowing how the embroidery could come out on this, I think it'll look really cool. Um, I really can't say anything bad about this. I like the nice outline on it, and the solid black cap. It's good work.
Yeah. You can see some like tricks being employed here. Like he's got like lighting effects and different shades of yellow, you know, orange, white. Like he's just like really advanced color play here. Um, yeah, I don't know if I really have anything. Potentially, I don't know if we need the legs here. I think if you
Hmm.
just kind of just get rid of the legs and you can kind of expand the design a little bit more if he's already like so left to right. But yeah, other than that, I mean, like you said,
Looking at
he's
it, I
good.
actually think I know Clink likes to do like majority of the logos all raised,
Yeah.
but I think with this one, it would be nice to see some flat and some raised. I think that'll really
Yeah,
elevate the logo some. Like
yeah,
the character itself, maybe flat, the flames raised, or the detail in the crown that he's wearing, like the inside of it raised. Um, but there's definitely a couple of different ways you could go about this one as far as embroidery.
Yeah, definitely. Might even be a sneaky two-tone too between the crown and the visor. But either way, solid work, man. Good job, Sierra. All right. We got Summer Nights. We got an extreme pun here. So Summer
Yeah.
Nights. Seamus and Not Original 416 got together with this one. What do you think here?
Um, I mean, the concept's pretty funny,
Yeah.
but as far as it being on a cap, I don't think this is a stronger concept. Even for Clink, I think this one's a bit of a stretch.
Hmm.
But um, I mean, looking at it, it's probably maybe a little too much detail bunched together as well.
Hmm.
Um, like the logo itself might just be too big. The colorway I do like the colorway, but yeah, I think the logo just maybe it's the night. Something about it feels too busy.
Yeah. It's almost like you just ripped it off like a comic strip. Like that's like it's like a cool like comic style. Don't really normally see Seamus kind of um in that style almost, but I do like a couple things like the lance is turned into like the handle of the umbrella. I think that's really funny. Um, yeah, it's an elite pun. Uh, yeah, I don't really have anything bad to say about it, but yeah, I can kind of see what you're saying, where it's like not normal that this is like a subject matter of a hat, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't mind it though. But all right, moving forward, let's see what else we got. Life's a beach. Sunlu Scott, what are you thinking here?
Another one with an obvious pun here, but
Hmm.
uh, I feel like there's potential here with the skull being like the beach ball.
Hmm.
Maybe that in itself or by itself would be better. I feel like the background is unnecessary with this one.
Yeah.
I'd like to see the skull, I think, just by itself turned into a beach ball. Um, there's definitely potential here with this one. The colorway's nice. I like how it's got that darker blue, maybe for like the ocean vibe
Hmm.
underneath on the undervisor there. Uh, Not bad though.
Yeah. The art style is interesting. It's almost as if like you could see each part and kind of break it down. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but yeah, I don't know if I love. I like the concept of like the skull being the beach ball, but it's
Mhm.
not really like translating. Kind of just by the way that the coloration, I guess, is set in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, the concept's there. I don't know if the execution is there. But life's a beach. I don't know if like the art represents the name, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
No,
what about this says life's a beach,
yeah.
right?
That's why I
But
think like the skull by itself, I think would be it'd be better to go that route.
mm, yeah, yeah. All right, cool. Number 7, we got Campy. Yakobo and Creature got together and kind of hid the skull in the campsite. That's like an interesting take on it. Well, what are your thoughts here?
Um, it's not bad. It's definitely a hat I could see myself wearing if I was a camper or someone that's outdoorsy.
Hmm.
Um, the whole hidden skull thing is pretty dope. I do like that.
Yeah,
Um, it's nice. I don't know how I feel about. Is it brown? Is it?
yeah. It's like a dark brown, like a mud pie, burnt wood.
I get the whole darker color because it's supposed to be nighttime, but I feel like another color might help the design pop a little more, which probably be hard to do just because it's supposed to be like an evening nighttime concept.
Yeah.
Um, but I could see it. There's potential here for sure. Um, yeah,
Yeah. I like the concept. I think it's almost screaming to be like that fight orange, like campfire color that we're used to seeing if you're gonna call it campy. But
yeah,
the brown's okay too. Um, yeah, solid hat. Like it's not immediately clear it's a skull, so I think that's what's kind of cool about it. Like some of those pictures you see where it's like just like a regular kitchen scene, you're like, holy shit, there's a skull there or whatever. Like I think
yeah.
it's like cool like that. So yeah, I think they did a great job. All right. Moving forward, we got Extinction Ender. Josh Vols is back. We see this like a Velociraptor T Rex guy just trying to hit this like comet aim for the Earth. What are your thoughts here?
I like his work. So this one's nice. I like this a lot. It's got that cartoon feel that I like.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and just him trying to bat the asteroids away.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty nice. I think it's
Yeah.
funny. I like the design, the dinosaur himself. I think it's good, clean work. Um, Colorway is nice. I think it works for this. Um, is that like his back leg? Is it supposed to be hidden behind, or is it just shadowed? Is it?
I think he just has it like shadowed.
Hmm. Okay. Something about that feels off to me,
Yeah.
but it could just be me. But I like this one. This one's pretty nice.
Yeah. I feel like he used like that black back leg shadow. Um Potentially if you maybe just half color the leggings to get a little bit of detail maybe. But like that's just like nitpicking a little bit. Um, I don't know if we necessarily need like two comments. Maybe I just would have stuck to one. But like again, these are just like small design notes. But I think overall it's drawn real well. The head of the dinosaur looks super cool.
Hmm.
The pose is funny. Like it's like mixing like that sports world with like the cling, which is like so normal for us to see. We're just so used to seeing it.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how this votes, if it does well or not. But yeah, I think it's pretty solid. Moving forward, we got Gato Preto. So Rafael, it's got like this it's funny I brought up infrared unders. This is like an infrared under with this like kind of feral um, black cat near a cemetery. Kind of creepy. So what are your thoughts here?
I like this one. I think it feels very clink, especially the
Hmm.
colorway.
Yeah,
Um, I like that the logo just feels big, but in a
yeah,
good way.
yeah.
I like the cat. Like he's got the creepy, scary look to it. I think the colorway works well with the concept. Um, I think it's a solid work right here. I like this one.
Yeah, I like how he's like playing with like advanced like lighting tricks and stuff. He's got like certain illuminations with the salmon infrared color. He's got the black off the like that graphite colors. There's a lot of negative space and blacks, and I don't know. I just see a lot of tricks here, and it's cool to see him kind of evolve and kind of become more willing to take risks on stuff. So it's
Yeah.
fun to watch. I think this one's good. All right. Cacti, Seamus the skunk, and Sun got together. So this was kind of like initially reminds me a little bit of that cactus that we already just reviewed, but different kind of colorway. Um, Moving away from I think the other one was Desert Death. This one's Cacti, so kind of like a play on words with like the plural version of cactus. So what do you think here?
Personally, I like the artwork.
Hmm.
I just and the colorway. I think it's pretty solid. Colorway works. I just don't know if this one will peel enough to all the clinkers.
Hmm.
I do feel like the embroidery on this would come out really nice.
Yeah,
It just first like looking at it for someone who isn't buying the hat, you'd probably be like, what am I looking at? Like
yeah, yeah,
it doesn't scream any specific um, cactus like concept to anyone, but I think it's good. I'd be interested to see this one come to life. Again, I just don't think it would appeal to everyone.
yeah. My thing is I almost want it to be a little bit more random. Like have if you want to do the three eyes, I would rather like one eye be on the left one in the middle, and one on the right. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of spread them out. And then you take the flowers, instead of just having two that are bloomed in the middle, just kind of have one on one side and one on the other side. That way it just becomes more like obvious that it's like multiple cactuses, I guess.
Hmm.
Cacti in this case. But yeah, I think like the art's cool. It's drawn real well. I just wish there was a little bit more randomness to it, if it makes any sense. And I
Yeah,
could see them making like a really cool side patch for something like this, like either representing Arizona or like just like a region where you'll find cactuses or cacti.
I can
Um,
see that.
but yeah, I think this is overall solid. It's like a multiple greens, like different kind of pickle colors, and yeah, I think this is like fun. It reminds me a little bit of the Desert Death a little bit, unfortunately, but yeah, it's still cool. Okami, um, by our good friend John Ink Park. I remember him doing this years ago. So this one's like a deep, almost maroon burgundy red with like an infrared under. I believe this is a Katsuni too. Um, but what are your thoughts here?
I thought it looked familiar right away before you said it was by John.
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen the logo as well. Um, but it's nice. I think it's simple, but I could see this being a clink hat for sure. Um, I feel like the wings maybe could be a little bigger, spaced out a little farther to each side. And I feel like it would just give it a better, like, symmetrical look to the logo.
Hmm.
Um, I do like the colorway. Think it's nice. Uh, maybe maybe an outline on this one would help it pop a little more. Um, but solid work coming from John.
Yeah. Yeah, this one. I hope this one comes alive because I know he's been working on this one for a long time. Um, but yeah, solid. I like this kind of stuff. All right, moving forward. Exotic Stealth, Milos and Todd Mazzy got together. It looks like a tiger is in there, but what are your thoughts here?
Um, I don't know how I feel about the colorway. That was the first thing that caught my eye. But I do
Yeah,
like how is it like a panther or jaguar is hidden back there.
yeah, a
Um,
tiger too, and it
there's a
makes me
tiger.
think it's like a panther because it's black, but like he looks like he's got like the fur of a tiger almost.
Yeah. No, I think this one's pretty good though. I just don't know how it would translate in like the embroidery part of it.
Hmm.
Like would you be able to tell that there's an animal hidden in there going off the embroidery, or maybe it's too flat
Yeah,
and hidden in there? Um, but it's not bad.
this is the second week in a row Milos has done like this kind of shape without almost an outline around it. It's interesting to see him kind of play with it. He just had one that hit pre-order called Expanse,
Yeah.
with it like a shape being rounded off by a circle, and then having parts of the circle kind of come out of the design. That's interesting. But I almost feel like in this case, where you have like a lot of this like foliage and shrubbery and plant life, it almost looks unfinished. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
But to me, you don't like the color. I like the color. Like uh, it's got like this kind of like almost Miami beach vibey kind of thing going for it. Uh, I think it's solid. I don't know. The only thing that worries me about this one is the kind of like how the outline ends around the circle.
Yeah.
But it's solid concept though, so we'll see how it does in the voting. Biblically accurate. I don't know what that means. I'm not too religious, but Bull Props. I don't know if I'm familiar with their work, but they got like this almost like old school Phillies Mike Schmidt kind of cardinal red and powder blue era
Hmm.
going on. I don't know what I'm looking at. If I'm being
Same here.
completely honest. What are
I'm
your
trying to
thoughts?
understand it. I'm not really getting it. I do
Yeah,
like the colorway though, that old school
yeah,
Phillies feel to it. I
yeah,
just looking at it at first glance, I don't know what I'm looking at. Um, I don't understand this one at all.
yeah. I have no clue. The infinity sign. Um, I hope that's a grander and not like a chrome under. Other than that, yeah, I have no clue. Biblically accurate. Hopefully, someone can fill us in. But Bool props. Hopefully, we'll see you around um, more often. Gator Grapple, Extinction Inc. So this is a fine line tattoo artist, kind of coming in the Clink Room space. What are your thoughts on this one?
um, I think it's too many lines, too much detail. But
Yeah,
coming from a tattoo artist, they thrive on detail.
yeah,
Unfortunately, with the Clink Room or just any design in general, um, it's a little too busy. Um, the artwork's good though. I just don't think it'll translate well in embroidery. I like the colorway. Um, Not familiar with their work. I don't know if this is their first one or not, but I think with some better direction on just how to incorporate design into embroidery, it could help them in the long run.
yeah. So this is Donovan's wife. So she's a tattoo artist.
Mm,
So usually you'll see their names kind of together. This is one of the first times. No, well, it happens sometimes that they just have them listed, but it's interesting to see the kind of like negative breaks like that you normally see in like American traditional style kind of being used as like in the hat style. I don't know if it translates as well. I don't know if we need like I'm with you. I don't know if we need the extra lines around it, but like it's like a cool design, but she's gonna fall into a problem whereas like she's used to like her canvas being as big as a human. And
yeah,
like right now you have to narrow it down really down to realistically 6 by 3 inches,
yeah.
right? So you got to make sure you have designs that like fit the canvas well. I don't know if this fits well. That's the problem. And the lines are kind of throwing me off.
It could
But
definitely be simplified.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's kind of like got yin yang elements and that like Ouroboros, like self eating snake kind of elements to it. But I feel like yeah, it's missing a little bit of punch or a little bit of finish. I think, but it's right there. All right, all right. Fish bones, 14.8. What are you thinking here?
um, simple. Uh, Not bad. Honestly, I could see this being a hat that makes it through Clink. Um, just a just a funny logo.
Yeah,
Uh,
got a good slime green under.
yeah, it's a simple hat, but it works. Simple design, but it works.
Yeah,
I
I
like
feel
it.
like I feel like it's like that kind of like skater company, like skateboard, almost like ice cream, BBC kind of
I could see
stuff.
that. Yeah, I feel like I could see this on a shirt or something.
Yeah, I just don't know if it's enough. I don't know if it's like polished enough, but yeah, I mean, like you said, like the bare bones are there, I mean, literally, but yeah, it's an interesting piece. Fish bones, 14.8. All right. Line share. Oh, I got in. So Phil Hauser and I teamed up for this one. So give me your thoughts on it and pretend I'm not here.
No, this one's dope, man. When I first saw this, I like the whole what is it, the Wolf on Wall Street type, you know.
So it's not based on Jordan. It's based on um this kind of like pandemic Wall Street guy that kind of got famous. Like he's an actual trader. So I'll just hold on real quick. So like this dude was my original kind of I don't know if you've ever seen him, but he kind of got famous like for like wearing all these like crazy outfits on Wall
Oh, I don't
Street.
think I've seen him.
Yeah, he's like this like famous kind of a trader. So don't sue us. We're just trying to pay homage to you. So we didn't make him look like super old like that or anything like that, but I just thought it'd be cool. And lion share is like a pun, you know. Um, you get your lion share out of stuff, so it's like line with share, like Wall Street shares and stuff like that. So um,
No,
yeah,
even without the background of knowing what it's about, it's still dope. I like the logo. I like Phil's work. I'm actually looking forward to working with him someday. I just gotta, you know, I'm on his schedule. So,
yeah.
yeah, but this is dope, man. I like it. It's a simple colorway. It's got a gray under, which I'm a fan of. Just a solid logo. Looks good.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun to do, man. Phil, I told him, whenever you get a chance, I got this idea. For me, like my name being Leon, I just love having anything related to like lions. I thought that was like a cool pun, and much like you, when thinking of like concepts to pitching artists, like who would do this
Yeah.
cool, like who would do this justice? And I'm like, all right, a super punny, like character driven, um, style hat. I think like Phil would have a lot of fun with this. So,
No,
working
no,
with
you
him,
definitely picked the right artist for this. It
yeah,
came out perfect almost. So
yeah.
this is
And
good.
I remember us having like trouble kind of filling that space with the phone. And I know this guy usually like is like kind of known for like having like a headset piece, and we thought it didn't translate, and then we eventually settled on like this like old school style like stock trader on the phone thing. So I think it like worked out real well, and I ended up finishing the design. So yeah, I'm just glad to see this finally hit crits, man. I was a little bit worried, and because we came out with this got to be like 2-3 months ago, I think. So
Yeah, I think I remember when it first popped up on Instagram. I saw it. I like the white outline on it as well.
mhm,
I could see myself picking this one up. I like this one a lot.
thanks. All right, moving forward, B Rabbit, Matt Bell got together with the green one. That's Heather. So
Yep.
yeah, this one's got to be old because Matt Bell changed his name. So I think right now he's Matt Bells and Whistles. So the fact that this is Matt Bell 12 makes me think this is an older design too. So it works out with timing because Eminem's been in the news with dropping new singles and stuff. So
Yeah,
B Rabbit, what do you think here?
it's an interesting collab. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Um, I think it's nice, simple colorway. The only thing I'm worried about is could this be a problem for legal?
Mhm.
Uh, Not 100% sure. I know Clink, does isn't too quick to put things out like this, but if they feel like it'll go through without the obvious Eminem reference, I don't know,
Yeah.
but it works. Um, yeah,
I like the idea of like the carrot being the pen.
yeah,
You know, I don't know if I love it like that he's writing on his hand. Maybe like see him scribble on a notepad would be cool or something. Um, yeah, anyone who's watched 8 Mile knows the reference, so
yeah,
we don't need to like totally kill it. But uh, I feel like the hoodie almost looks a little weird. Like either have it all the way down or have it over the head. But I feel like it kind of just ends weird, it being up and then him having the beanie on, then the
hmm
ears. But I think it's a rad concept. It's
yeah.
like right there. But B Rabbit, nice. All right. Cupid Kong, the capped villain. I have not seen the capped villain um in a minute, right?
I don't.
I don't know when's the last time we've seen the capped villain. But yeah, give me your initial thoughts here.
Um, for me personally, I feel like something about it's too simple.
Mm-hmm.
But I do know that almost majority of the Kong concepts that come out do well. Everybody's a fan of the Kong mascot in the Clink Room, so um, this is more like a Valentine's Day hat
Yeah.
for a clinker. Um, and I know holiday hats are kind of iffy; they're hit and miss.
Getting the timing right on them is hard sometimes, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, with the new era, especially production times and everything. But um, I feel like with a little more detail, maybe another wing, it might help.
Yeah,
I feel like it's just too simple, but it's got potential.
yeah. As a Raptor fan, anything that's like purple and red, you know, I kind of I like. But yeah, I'm with you. Either you go super like tone it down and less detail, or you ramp it up a little bit. I think it just needs a little ramp up. Yeah, like double the wing, maybe add some text on the heart, maybe just give a little bit more detail on the face. But yeah, it's a cool concept for
Yeah.
sure. All right, and good to see the Catwoman back. Lisa's definitely a good designer. Legendary by Gabe. What do you think here?
I like this one. First reaction, I think the logo looks pretty dope.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think this is one of those designs where if you play with the embroidery, it would look good, like the character raised, flames behind him flat.
Yeah,
Uh, but it looks good. And it doesn't scream anything specific either. Just an old wizard, I'm guessing.
yeah,
But I like it. The only thing I could see probably being a problem are those stars. I don't know if the logo needs to be shrunk down a little or
yeah.
lose the stars altogether.
You almost don't need them.
Yeah, I think the logo's solid enough that you probably don't need the stars, but it looks good. The contrast between the colors, the highlights, I think it looks good.
Yeah. So this one suffers a little bit from being a lot up and down. So he kind of alleviated that problem a little bit by kind of tilting the hat a little bit. But I feel like you can get more out of it if you kind of have his like beard a little bit more wispy to one side or something, maybe even
Yeah,
the same side, and then you can kind of play with the flames to maybe not make them such a part of the forefront of the design. You just kind of like let that face kind of be the center of attention almost.
I
I
see
feel
what you
like the face almost needs more detail though, I feel like. And then you can kind of have his beard wisp a little bit, and then that way you can pull more space for the face, I feel like. But like yeah, I'm with you. The concept's cool. Like initial thoughts, like, yeah, this is drawn awesome. But I
mean.
think there's like a couple tricks he could do to maximize his space a little bit. But yeah, it's cool. It's like an esports logo almost, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
like a
for
cool
sure. It's got that feel to it.
yeah. My issue with it too is like there's like no substance. There's like no like why am I looking at a wizard? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I like Gabe's stuff and I think he's solid. So good work, Gabe. Number 20, last but not least. Okay. So Extinction Ink is back again. This is more of a tattoo, Sacred Heart. So this is a normal kind of trope we see all the time. The Sacred Heart uh tattoo almost. So what do you think here?
Um, Personally, I'm not a fan of that old tattoo style. It makes me
Mhm.
think like Ed Hardy and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, but I know a lot of people are tattoo fans, so I could see this
Yeah.
doing well. Um, I think the colorway works for it. The logo has just enough detail that I think it could still embroider well.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like the punctures of the blades, I don't know if it's just me or the way they're going in seems a little off.
Hmm.
I'm not sure. But it's a solid logo, the Sacred Heart. I could see that working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's tough, right? With American trad, it's like American traditional. It's like very, really bold, and you can really pack in the color, and it's kind of tough to kind of show that on a hat sometimes. Um, yeah, it's like a cool concept. The negative space and the kind of like this way you use skin to kind of break up the design is like different, so different than a hat, you know, because it's like I guess they did it with here because like that Vegas goldish kind of color is almost like a skin color, but it doesn't achieve the same. kind of effect. I feel like when you have like, see, like around the heart, she just made it like almost like a pink, but in reality, that would be like a skin break, negative
Yeah.
space, you know. So it's cool. I hope it gets through, but I feel like I don't know if we need 3 daggers. That's a lot of daggers through the heart, man. Like that's like
Yeah.
oh real broken, but it's cool. I love tattoo stuff, but it's just so hard to translate it on a hat sometimes because you're not able to achieve the same level of detail because you don't get
Yeah.
the shading, you know. But yeah, that's 20, man. Thank you so much for doing that, man, and kind of giving your time on a Friday night to spend it here and talk about Clink and allowing people to kind of get to know you on a personal level. I really appreciate that.
No, I appreciate you having me on, man.
Yeah, man, you're welcome back anytime, man. I know you reached out real early to get you on, and I was going through some scheduling stuff, and we weren't able to get you on until now, but everything happens for a reason. So I hope you are able to come back soon. And in the meantime, where can people kind of find you and follow your work?
Well, obviously my Instagram fitted_fanatic, but
Mhm.
right now, I don't have anything that well, I don't want to say too much. I have a project with the
Yeah.
Clink Room that I'm
Right.
still kind of waiting on Casey's
Okay.
approval or feedback,
Hmm.
but I can say it's a multi-designer project. I've got about 4 guys involved,
Okay.
myself. Hopefully, we could see that in the near future. And then licensed caps. Wrigleyville Sports has been loving my work lately, so you
Good.
definitely see 3 hats within the next month.
Cool.
They're working on a release for Tokyo, Japan right now. Don't know how soon that'll come in though. Uh, and then I think that's it for right now.
Good
You know,
stuff, man. You're always grinding, man. That's one thing that no one can hold that against you. You know, you're always out there and trying to get your work um, to different places. And I remember you at like Frank's and Clark Street did a couple right.
yeah.
Berdine's, Crown Minded. So you've been around. Team Collective. You got your own brand. So not many people have that much experience. So you've kept hard and worked at it. So
I got one more thing on the bucket list though, man.
what's
We got
that?
to get the Capologist Fitted Fanatic hat.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure that people want that. We got to give it to them.
let's do it. Let's do it. All right.
Yeah.
But yeah, with that being said, yeah, make sure everyone give Carlos a follow at Fitted Fanatic, and yeah, I'd love to see what you got in the future. So maybe we might work some stuff in the background. So for Carlos and Leon, we're out of here.
See you.
Peace.
Brought to you by VFTV.